what a scoundrel. Gassed of a town fool to go rob the crown jewel. He's like a Lego megalomaniac who's into electronic and techno, a real brainiac. Smack dab in the hip-hop gold rush. Be rather the old stuff, preferably the cold crush. It gets deeper than Deep Pack Chopper, except he keep us.
What is good, everybody? I know it seems like I've been gone for a long time, but if you didn't remember, I mean, like if you forgot, it's your homie, the OG, and you should get to know me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it seemed like I've been gone from videos for a bit, but I have not. That's because you didn't hit that notification bell. You didn't see when I went live, because I go live a lot. This is my main spot that I go live on. I'll be live for about 3+ hours. Also, August 26th, one of the games I play while I'm on live is Helldivers 2. If you didn't notice it peppered all over the channel. I'm having a giveaway for the War Bond that's coming out because the Helldivers game is expanding into, there's a Halo crossover. So we're getting some Halo action in Helldivers 2. I can't wait. We had a petition for this and everything. So that's pretty exciting. Just to give y'all some updates on what some of the new stuff is going on here. So that'll be on August 26th. And I'll be going live pretty early and I'm stay live pretty long. So you'll see me that day. And if I should happen to reach 1,000 subscribers, like, even if it happens during the stream, then I will throw in a few copies of Helldivers 2 for those that don't have it. And then, yeah, continue on. Because I guess those Helldivers that's gonna win the game, once we hit that 1,000 mark, is gonna want to play with somebody, and I'm sitting right there already playing, so you might as well play with me. So I hit that notification bell so you know when I go live, so you can jump in on that contest. It's gonna be on YouTube. All right, back to business. If you don't know, and I know a lot of people don't know, there has been this thing called a diaspora war, which is basically the South Africans versus the Black Americans. And when you look at it from the outside looking in, it's silly as hell. And it's colored green. So yeah, that green is for envy, because we ain't trying to have no beef with no South Africans. Got enough stuff going on over here. Well, as a Black American, we ain't paying attention to that shit. Stop talking about us. So this video is talking about some of the stuff that happened with what's her name? Twyla, the singer, came over here talking about colored, and I'm not black, I'm colored, blah 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 blah, and wondered why you ain't got no support in America, because we don't talk like that over here. That means something different over here. You can't come over here and expect us to just bend to your rules. You're on our dirt, our land. We are the indigenous here. You're the indigenous there. The motherland, you like to call it. But this is our motherland. Come over here. You play by the rules here. Pretty much why your career is looking closer to the derriere. I'm just talking shit. But for real, yeah, you can't just come over here talking about all that craziness. All right, let's start this video. I've been talking long enough. I got my jib jab on. Like the video, subscribe, get that search around for some of the other videos, because we got some pretty decent videos on this thing right here. And let's go.
Thank you so much. In today's video, this is something that has been ongoing for quite some time, and it's been happening ever since this particular artist broke into the international scene, I would say. Her name is Tyla, and she's from South Africa.
Number one, I do not remember any of her music, but I probably have listened to it. So if I was to hear it, I'd be like, oh, that's her? Okay, all right.
But before I even say anything about it, first guys, watch these clips, come back, and let's talk about it.
So black Americans are refusing to call Tyler colored because in America it's a slur.
Let's just back that up so we can read. In America, it is. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm not even saying this out of malice or spite. It's just the fact that you're going to have to accept. So I'm guessing this was the. Okay. Oh, this was one tweet. I thought this was like the tweet before it. No, no. All right. In America, it is. So that's talking about the whole colored thing and it being offensive here and not offensive there. I don't know how it's not offensive there, but I know how it's not offensive there. Little A word that was going on in the middle 90s. It's probably why they think like that. You are free to call her whatever you wish, but she will not be called colored here. I'm not even saying this out of malice or spite. That is just a fact. You're not. That is just a fact that you're going to have to accept, and that is exactly it. We ain't calling no black people colored here. That's shit. That's more likely to start a fight than the N bomb. You see how the whole Black America was just like, huh? You say what? Heads turn off of certain words. Watch the media learn this and start trying to use that as the way that they spin stuff.
In America, it's a slur. And I don't understand. It's not like we're asking them to call each other slurs. We're not
It's called Jim Crow, my dude.
asking them to make
Y'all want us to look up your history, which we do. Look up ours and actually give a damn.
songs called Coloreds in Paris, start a group called CWA, Coloreds with Attitude. We're not expecting you to walk around greeting each other, what's up, my coloreds?
You know what? Sometimes you gotta smack your cousin.
We're not asking Quentin Tarantino to start using the C word in his movies. We respect that you don't use slurs in your daily life. But the world is bigger than you. Black Americans are not the main characters everywhere. The world is not a Tyler Perry movie.
Um, yeah, we kind of are. I'm sorry, but that's just the reality. Everybody is watching what black people do. Black Americans specifically. Africans, they know what y'all doing. We know what y'all doing. Y'all over there with your corruption and shit. We tried and help you, but y'all be corrupting with us too. We're like, damn, well, we came over here to help you. And then look at this dude. This moment, he's sitting up here talking about some. Oh, and the reason that you're able to do this, by the way, my homeboy, is because of Black America. So you're welcome to be able to sit on this video and talk shit about us. Because we kind of like made you able to be able to do that. Because without what we did, you wouldn't be able to do none of this. So you're welcome. And why you using that Black American slang too? I say, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
This is Tyler's movie, and in Tyler's movie, she identifies as a colored.
In your Latigra shirt.
You can't erase a whole identity to suit your comforts. Be aware. I'm done arguing with people who think Africa is a country.
And there's a conversation going on.
Who thinks Africa is a country? Africa is like 50 something countries. Y'all think that we still think Africa is a country? Do you know that we grew up? You know that was back in school, right? That was back when we were saying stuff like African booty scratcher. We haven't been. We got educated. We raised up here.
Right now on Twitter that I feel like I want to chime in on.
She can identify as colored as much as she wants.
I may not be African American, but I'm black and I grew up in America, and so again, I'm black. So the singer by the name of Tyler, I believe she makes a song called Water. She identifies as colored. Now, given the history of blacks in America, the word colored is extremely offensive. And there's this uproar on Twitter about in South Africa they use the word colored and it's not offensive.
It's fine
So
over
here's the
there.
thing though, if you're trying to penetrate the American market and you want to be known for your music as an international artist and you want to be revered on this front and you want a Grammy, you want to be on billboards and you want to be able to perform in this country and really gain momentum, you also got to be aware of culturally what has happened in this country, and you have to be mindful of what it takes to be a black artist in this country and the conditions that come with it. On this front, she's identified as a black woman. They're going to view her as a black woman. They're going to treat her as a black woman. They're going to categorize her musically as a black woman.
Yep.
And that's just the tough and real reality of being black in America. Even Beyonce sometimes is subjected to that treatment. When she was at the Country Music Awards, look how they treated Beyonce, a black woman born in Texas. Look how they treated her. So it's just that what I feel a lot of South Africans are going to have to do is know the history of what it means to be black in America. Let's start there first. I notice a lot of the time that people from Africa have a lot to say about black Americans, which I find kind of baffling because
I do too. And I'm like, what the hell did we do to y'all? Ain't we supposed to be like on the same front here? Like, yeah, we can't even talk to this black Scottish people without y'all come over here talking about some, hey, blah, 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 blah. You ain't the main character, blah, 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 blah. You didn't know there was people over here, yada, yada, yada. Like, yeah, we knew, but we just never talked to them. I don't know why people think black America is so damn dumb. Yes, we have our level of idiots too, just like you do, just like the next person standing next to you does. That'll make all of us stupid. The whole country of South Africa think that the whole makeup of what it is black Americans is dumb. You're dumb.
the culture and the art and the fucking relevance that black people have created in America is always replicated every single time. From music to fashion to colloquialism, everything you name it is replicated, is remixed, it's repositioned and repackaged and served over and over again. And I
just look at TikTok.
May not be an African American because my mother's Jamaican and my father's Haitian. However, I'm black in America. And they don't care about me being a Caribbean or Islander.
This is true. Only when it comes to food.
I'm black. They see me as a black person. That's all they see. You know.
This is true. Only thing that's separating us is food, because she ain't got no accent. Not enough.
Ethnically and culturally, I could be all these things I want to be, whatever.
You black.
But the reality is, when you in America, especially as a darker skinned person, they categorize you and that's it.
Especially when your skin is dark.
And you gotta deal with that. And you gotta.
And that's a wrap.
Work through it. And you gotta feel that. And that shit is difficult. So.
Why is it difficult? If it's that difficult, skip the Baloo.
Well, I get it. In South Africa, y'all use the word colored. Great. In America, this is what we do because of the history and it being a negative word and it being something that has brought so much pain to us as black people here. We don't like that word. We don't use that word. It is.
See how she like we? She gets it.
Something that we don't even identify ourselves with because of it.
Will the black diaspora outside of the United States ever get tired of calling black Americans stupid, or are we just gonna be doing that forever?
I was just talking about that. Shall we? Let's talk about this.
Because this kind of discourse around Tyla and her race is getting ridiculous. So Tyla does not identify as a black woman and instead identifies as colored, which is presumably a variation of mixed race in the South African context.
And we understand that. But this ain't Africa.
And when people saw this caption, people were, getting upset and correcting. But it's reached this point where it's gone beyond just merely correcting, but basically people just calling out people by name for not wanting to call Tyla colored. I've seen people be like, Americans are so self-centered, they're so obsessed with their own like ideas of race that they can't possibly consider that other places have different ideas about race. And to that I say, could you be any more condescending? Telling black people that they don't understand race is because our versions of the way how race operates, because the social construct is different, is too far for me personally. Not just too far, it doesn't even make sense, because Tyla is a South African artist, right? But she is clearly trying to break into international markets, which is fair. That's why she's collaborating with Travis Scott, right? If she's coming here, right, like if she's trying to break into markets outside of South Africa, why then would we decenter our understanding of race for this person of color? People are
Exactly. What is that? Fame entitlement or something like that? I don't even know what to call that, but it ain't happening.
not going to call her colored, because that is tantamount to a slur here in like the American conception of race. So we gotta find another way forward, and maybe it can involve like less name calling and calling Americans stupid and demeaning for not wanting to call a girl a slur.
Is anyone else really struggling to see how Black Americans are the ones in the wrong in this whole Tyla colored situation?
Okay,
And I'm not American, to start this off.
I know. I could tell by your hairline that you're not American. We can tell you from us. You don't blend in as easy as you think you do. You have different teeth. You have different hairlines. You have different eye features. We can tell you apart. And then you speak, and then you confirm everything we were thinking. Or we just ask you, and then you tell us what the hell we were thinking. Does it make it right or wrong? Does it make it offensive or not offensive? Because people are going to people all day. But you're not hiding.
But countries and cultures all around the world have different racial categorization systems all around the world. Some of them are very different, some of them are very similar. This includes South Africa and America. Both have their own unique racial categorization systems. In South Africa, there's a race or a category called colored, and that's the category that Tyla belongs to. In America, no such
fair.
category exists. The category that Tyla would belong to would be called biracial, mixed race, maybe even black. And the term colored is a slur. It's not a race. In America, it is a really violent slur that was used to subjugate their ancestors.
I'm glad we have an understanding. So now that we have an understanding, we understand there's no more misunderstanding. So pass this along to your fellow SAs, and we will have us a nice. What was that? Damn, they still partying. Thought that shit was over. A nice day, as I was saying.
For years and years and years and years and years. And so I've seen a lot of Black Americans saying, hey, when we're in South Africa, we'll use your system. We'll call her the South African label colored. We'll respect that. But we don't want to adopt your system and your verbiage in America. It means something completely different here.
Exactly.
If Black Americans were saying, hey, South Africans, we're not comfortable with your racial categories, you need to switch that up, we are not comfortable with your labels, you need to adopt ours, I can totally see how that would be completely inappropriate.
When you are here, you operate like we do here. When you go there, you do that stuff. When you go to the UK, which I'm sure most of y'all do, you move like the UK moves. What the hell is you motherfuckers got the problem with the black no? Every time black people tell any race of people or any group of people no, There's a big ass issue about it. The answer is no. A big black one. Carry on.
But they're not. You know, I've seen someone say that, like, we are just not going to resurrect a violent slur with a long history, you know, amongst our people, and reintroduce it back into, you know, American popular culture.
Exactly. No.
We're not going to do that. We're not interested in that. And I totally get it. Just as every
If you get it, then why are you asking? What are we talking about here? You get it, pass it on. So they got it. Good.
other country, every other group, that when you're amongst them, you know, as they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
You get it.
Why isn't the same sort of energy extended to Black Americans? Why
Now you know what I'm saying.
stating, hey, our history, our systems, our labels also need to be respected? Why is that?
Such a
Why
problem.
is that an issue?
Exactly.
And honestly, how are they the ones that are overreaching in this situation? They're not trying to get the South Africans to change their verbiage in South Africa.
Right.
South Africans
Do like it here.
are upset and trying to get Black Americans to change their racial language and their
She gets it. She gets it. She gets it.
categories and their labels. And when, you know, Black Americans are saying, hey, we've got our own stuff, this is a boundary, you know,
Right.
this is pretty serious, this is a really serious term, we can't do that.
Right.
They're considered ignorant and selfish and like they don't know what's going
Lazy.
on.
Don't forget lazy.
I feel like that's not fair.
People started tweeting, saying that they have never seen Travis Scott with a black woman. That's where the problem actually.
Is that true? I'm trying to think all the times I've seen Travis Scott, which is not much because I don't really listen to him too much either, unless he like pops up on the radio, and I listen to Sirius, so maybe pumping him on the radio. I guess I've seen his name a few times, but I don't know if he's. I don't know. I can't tell you the women that he's been around, or been with, or whatever. But that's gonna do it for this video. I'm gonna leave a link to the original down in the description so y'all can go ahead and check out more of the details, because this is not the full video. We just wanted to get a nice talking point. I had to get it out of my system because I've been seeing it a lot on my timeline, or whatever you want to call it, my algorithm or whatever. I don't even know. The algorithm just threw something in there and I started watching it, and then all kind of crap started pulling in. The algorithms is crazy. But all right, give me that like, give me that subscribe, and I'll give you some more videos. Even some videos live. But all right, it's your homie, the OG, and I'm OUT.